You guys see how long this video is? Of course there's not going to be an intro. Whoops. Greetings fellow Vita fans, this is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about the rare, the valuable, at least when it comes to my collection personally. The games I am about to showcase to you today are the holy grails of my collection. And for those who are unfamiliar with the term holy grail, it essentially means the rare and valuable of one's collection. Now rare and valuable don't always have to mean the exact same thing per se, but in this case they do. It's really on a case-by-case basis. Depends on how sought after it is. And on that vein, what games do you have in your collection that are holy grails? Tell me down there below in the comment section thing. With all the games I'm about to show you, I will be telling you specifically why each one of them are rare, around what they go for roughly, as well as I have a plot twist for you all midway through the video, so stay tuned. Alright, game numero uno on our list today is Nosurge Plus Ode to an Unborn Star. If you're a PlayStation Vita collector, then you probably are very familiar with this one, either because it's been eluding you or you have it under glass. This is essentially a PlayStation 3 port of the game, pretty much of the same name, except I think it includes like all the DLC content and stuff like that. It's the definitive version. At least that's what I've heard. I don't have the PlayStation 3 one. Nosurge has been powered up and comes to the PlayStation Vita system. Human robot, two different viewpoints come together in a grand space fantasy that explores the truth of the universe in a new RPG set in the world of something. And Seal Nosurge. Enjoy a different type of game with magic powered by emotions, unusual battles, and exciting dives into the psyche. And of course, Sony has to mention here, some functions and features may not be available on the PlayStation TV. I weep. The reason that this game is so rare and sought after is because it was only released online in a limited edition collector's box, which I forgot to pull out because I have that stored away, darn it. But I do have it. And it's rumored that this game was limited to only 10,000 copies. Again, that's only a rumor though. Now I know what you're thinking, 10,000 copies in today's limited run games world, that's like absolutely nothing. I mean, heck, there's games from PlayAsia and Red R Games that only have like 1,000 copies released. So why is something with 10,000 copies so sought after? Well, for one, it's a AA game. And two, you gotta remember that back when this game came out, that wasn't the norm. Limited run games wasn't a thing yet. So because of that, people started hearing about it in the Vita community and it became more and more sought after, making this one of the most coveted US releases. Depending on the condition you get it in and whether or not it comes with its collector's box, you'll be roughly paying around $250 USD, which ain't chunk change. Well, unless you're this guy. Now what I'm about to show you is probably the most rarest and most sought after Asian English release. Oh yes, there's one in that category too. This be AW Phoenix Festa, or Festa, however you say it. And again, should look very familiar to any collectors out there. In this action RPG game, play the events of the Asterisk War and animation series, because I think it's based on an anime. Live the life of hero Ayato Amagiri. You can tell by the way I pronounce it, I'm not 100% sure if I'm right on the money on that. And experience Rika Academy and the Phoenix Festa storyline. Players will go through simulated high school experiences while fighting over the top tournaments. The features to this include create your own original character or play as the series hero Ayato Amagiri with superhuman powers and abilities. Okay, I said his name with more confidence that time. Develop original characters going through the ups and downs of high school student life. Exciting tag team battles with different power-ups. Battle together in local multiplayer mode. Colorful anime visuals bring the series to life. Now what's the reason that this game is so rare? And the reason why you'll most likely have to put a mortgage on your house. Back when it came out many years ago, Asian English releases hadn't really caught on much with the PlayStation Vita community, and because of that, the game performed very poorly. It just didn't sell well at all. And because of this fact, it went out of print fairly fast, so there's not a ton of copies out there. It's unknown what that exact number is, but that's the reason. And if you're looking to add this game to your collection, be prepared to pay anywhere from $200 to $400 depending on its condition. If you're extremely patient though, I have seen some copies go for as little as $145, but again, that doesn't happen very often and you have to be extremely patient. This usually comes from sellers that just want to offload the game and make a quick buck. Remember towards the beginning of the video how I told you that I had a plot twist midway? Well, here it is. These are actually not the holy grails of my collection. Oh, they are the holy grails as far as what was actually released for the Vita, but I have two others that were never released, and I'm sure some of you out there may know what I'm talking about. So consider these the runner-ups. So what are the true holy grails of my collection? It is these two right here, and some of you may not have heard of these games or at the very least have not seen them in physical form. In fact, to my knowledge, I have never seen a video on YouTube that showcased these two games in their physical form. This might very well be the first time. And the reason that these two games are so rare is, well, it has a lot of twists and turns to it, but we'll get to that in a sec. First game is 1001 Spikes, showing you in life that you can never have too many spikes, I guess. Maybe that's what the devs were going for, I don't know. Discover the lost treasure of Ucampa in South America as Aben Hawkins search for his estranged father, world-famous archaeologist Jim Hawkins. Aben Hawkins races into the frozen tundra of the Antarctic, undiscovered temple ruins, and the vast caverns of South America in search of his father. Featuring 1001 lives to pass with 100+ levels, devious traps, and cleverly designed levels ensure a variety of challenge that will test the limits of your skills, reflexes, and especially patience. Oh, trust me, this game will really test that. Retro with style. Classic 8-bit style chip tuned by some people, I don't know who they are, with true to Famicom graphics. Secrets of Ucampa. Unlock nearly 24 secret characters, each with vastly different gameplay and abilities. Watch the story and mystery advance through in-game cutscenes, each characters with their own unique story. Yeah, there's a crap ton of characters in this game, by the way. Now, you know how there's some games out there that are called like Kaizo, it's like Kaizo Super Mario and whatnot, that are essentially fan-made games. Not that you really need that anymore with titles such as Mario Maker, but they're intentionally made to be hard and frustrate the heck out of you. Well, that's what this game is, except it's official. Shame on you, devs. You get 1001 lives and cheap as heck deaths. There is death all over every corner and you will die a lot. 1001 lives seems like plenty, but trust me, it isn't. Second game, or fourth, depending on the way you look at it, is VVVVVV. Or upside down spikes. It's what they were going for. And you're no doubt noticing a pattern at this point. Help Captain Viridian flip to find 5 crew members, 20 hard to reach trinkets, and save a dimension on the brink of destruction. It's a space opera in the most unique scale with a style that only VVVVVV can bring to you. Instead of jumping, control the direction of gravity by inverting your gravity and allowing Captain Viridian to flip between the floors and ceilings of the environment. Kind of looks very similar to 1001 Spikes, no? Just with more Atari graphics and the, and the whole gravity thing. Maybe they've been talking to Cat, who knows? Now look at these two games for just 1 second, side by side here. Give them a close look. You probably are seeing here that they're from the same dev and publisher, that being Nicalis. And that's the whole key to why they are so rare. You see, back many years ago, like 3 or 4, something like that, Nicalis teased us with a physical release of The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which got us extremely excited in the Vita community. And there were rumors that they had other games as well in the pipeline for us, coming to a total of 3 releases. Some years went by and we heard no more updates on them whatsoever. Other than your occasional, hey, wouldn't it be nice to have this physical? Any attempt of us trying to reach out to Nicalis to ask about said games fell on deaf ears. Yeah, welcome to the Vita community, am I right? That was until January 27th, 2019, when a Twitter user by the name of Vita Lin discovered something very interesting on eBay. This is what the tweet said. Hi, at Nicalis. Question, this recently showed up and I was wondering if you can provide more information for #Vita Island. Is this being released? And at this point we weren't sure. Were these legitimate copies or were they bootlegs or something like that? And finally, roughly almost 3 months later, Nicalis finally broke their silence and had this to say. PSA, certain unannounced Nicalis PS4 and PS Vita physical games, including 1001 Spikes and VVVVVV, have been illegally sold on eBay in advance of their official release dates. If you bought a Nicalis PS4 or PS Vita game with a hole-punched UPC barcode, it's a promo copy that is being illegally sold. Those hole-punch samples are provided to Sony as a courtesy for its employees and not meant for sale. Promo copies are not covered by a warranty, nor do they include the bonus goodies that you love so much. Please note that these are unlimited runs. Do not get ripped off by overpaying for a promo copy without a warranty on eBay or from another seller. Look forward to the official versions of these games when they are sold legally through the upcoming Nicalis online store. And after that, things fell dead silent. Now let's break this down here for a second. Two things that they said in this statement makes me kind of not trust this whole post to begin with. Well, for one, selling promo copies of games is not illegal. Sure, it can get you fired if you're a Sony staff member, and rightfully so, but it's not illegal. And second of all, and I'm sure many of you have caught this, they said that these games were gonna have an unlimited run, which if you look at the timing of this, April 11th, 2019, PS Vita carts had already been long discontinued, as far as the US and Europe was considered. So the fact that they're saying that there was going to be an unlimited run to this, I don't know, it kind of makes it suspect here. Now since then, we technically did kind of sort of get an update from Nicalis sometime after, like almost a whole year. That seems to be like their policy or something. When they wished the creator of VVVVV a happy birthday, saying yes, physical copies are still coming to the PS Vita and... question marks. We can assume it's probably the Nintendo Switch. This was on January 10th, 2020, and as far as I'm aware, they have said nothing further. Yeah, it's been almost another year. So as far as we know, these two promo copies for the games are the only ones to exist. And to my knowledge, the whole Binding of Isaac physical release never even got a promo copy, or at least I've never seen it if it did. Now I'm gonna give my conspiracy theory here on what I personally think happened. I think Nicalis originally planned to have these games come out at retail, made some promo copies, gave them to select Sony staff members, didn't know about the whole cartridges being discontinued later on, so then when they tried to do official orders for these games, Sony was like, nah brah, sorry, Vita cartridges have been discontinued in the West, and Nicalis was like, oh crap. And instead of giving us any kind of explanation on this, they kind of just silently swept it under the rug, hoping that it'll be forgotten. Now there are some caveats to this. For one, 1001 Spikes does have a PS4 physical promo copy that's been floating around out there on eBay. Doesn't go for as much money as the Vita version does, of course. Again, welcome to the Vita community. So if they have a PS4 version of that game, why not release that physical release? I mean, the discs aren't out of print for the PS4 or anything like that. And two, it could still be possible that VVVVV might still get a physical release, maybe possibly through Play Asia / East Asia Soft. I could see them doing that. But I'll be quite honest here. In my personal opinion, I think they have no more plans to release these games at all. And the two promo copies of 1001 Spikes and VVVVV are all that are out there. And that begs the question, how many exactly are actually out there? To this day, we don't have any exact numbers. However, at the time I'm making this video, roughly 27 to 28 listings for these two games have gone up on eBay. So we can kind of assume that, well, maybe 27 to 28 copies are what they printed out. But we have to keep in mind, though, that how do we not know that these have been some of the same games that have been circulating on eBay? A collector or scalper might have picked one up for like 60 bucks or something like that, and then would hold on to it, hoping to sell it for a lot more later on. It's speculated, though, that roughly 25 to 50 promo copies were made. And that brings us to the price here. If you're looking to pick up a copy of 1001 Spikes or 6Vs, then be prepared to shell out a minimum of $400 to $600 for each one. Or even more if you look on some listings on eBay that some people are trying to sell at outrageous prices. But yeah, I think Nicalis has no plans to release these games anymore anytime further. I could be wrong. Maybe they have a whole warehouse full of these games and they're just kind of sitting on them waiting for the right moment. They are doing an upgrade to 1001 Spikes, so maybe they're planning to release it sometime then as like a promo for it or something. But considering if you look on Nicalis' official online store, they don't even have a PS Vita tab for physical games, so I highly doubt that's going to be the case. Now, of course, if Nicalis does shock the Vita community and does actually release these games, then these two promo copies will probably not even be worth the plastic they're printed on. But again, I highly doubt it. I'm pretty positive at this point that these are going to remain the holy grails of PS Vita collecting. That is, of course, if you even consider them to be official releases, because remember, they never were, or may never be. But that's pretty much all I had to say, guys. Let me know what you thought about this video down in the comment section below, because it's already long enough. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. This video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Milk-sama, Neo Arashi, Reiko Star, Makis Blob, B Mystery, Matt Fox, Hero Wacer, BMF, Phantom XRS, Gutter Drums, Adam Sondi, Clayton Malarkey, Saul Ramirez, Hemdall Imbert, PS Vita S, Joshua Williams, Kyle Brooks, Richard Cruz, Jared Haddo, JR, Lori Sweeney, Kevin Enright, E-Rock, Jelle, Heston Joseph, Per Sterner, Mario Cruz, Aaron Swanson, Adam Thury, Wendy K, Larry Anderson, Rodrigo Vera, Skulshur Tugul TCG, David Ray, Ronan Alganto, Tasha Monti, Silica, Burzin Mystery, Eric DeWitt, and Juan M. Hermosillo. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that can be provided too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to accomplish this down there. And I don't think I have anything else left to say. This video has already gone on way longer than it had any right to be.